Defensive end Doug Atkins, 6'8", 257 pounds, played 17 seasons at defensive end and helped lead the Bears to an NFL championship in 1963. Those are two fearsome defenders, Coach.
You know, Doug Atkins played defensive right end, and his length at 6'8" was a lot in those days. It's a lot now, but he's especially big in those days, and he was very athletic. Guys would try to cut block him, and he just kind of stepped over them. It wasn't any problem at all. He was a very good pass rusher, had excellent speed in pursuit.
Defensive end Doug Atkins was a hard-hitting Hulk from the hills of Tennessee. He left a lasting impression on those who played against him.
The guy was 6'8", 280 pounds of just all muscle. He could high jump 7 feet. He could beat you any way he wanted to beat you.
Number 81 was the most imposing man of his era.
He had an arm that was like a leg. I mean, you know, his arm was about this big. Biggest arms I'd ever seen in my life.
In 1955, Atkins came to Chicago after 2 seasons in Cleveland. He became an 8-time Pro Bowl performer and was the linchpin of a defense that led the Bears to 2 division titles and a world championship.
I recall vividly 1961 when we opened with the Bears out in Bloomington, Minnesota. We had a 220-pound left tackle in Grady Alderman. The first play of the game, he picked Alderman, picked him up off his feet and threw him right at our quarterback. Just threw him about 10 yards through the air. He was probably the strongest guy I've ever seen. And he could jump for a big man. He could jump over people.
In 1967, the 37-year-old Atkins was traded to the expansion Saints. He was still as difficult to block as he had been in Chicago. When Atkins retired in 1969, he had played for 17 seasons and in 205 games, longer than any scrimmage line player up to that time.